Hi, it's Andy here at Photech Video. Welcome back to the channel. There's a lot of buzz going around at the moment about 6K open gate video, and there are a few new cameras on the market which offer that feature. But remember that to edit 6K video you need a lot of PC power. What if I told you that if you're the owner of a Panasonic Lumix S5, even though you may think that your maximum resolution is 4K video, you actually have the option of 5.2K video in the 3:2 aspect ratio, which is pseudo open gate. Yes, you heard me right. You have the option of 5.2K video in the 3:2 aspect ratio, not the traditional 16:9. And this is double the size of 4K 16:9 ratio, but requires less computer power than 6K video. Stay with me and I'll explain how to access this awesome feature on your Panasonic Lumix S5. So the 6K video open gate feature can be found on a few of the latest cameras. For example, the Blackmagic Cinema 6K, the Blackmagic Pixus 6K, the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II X, the Panasonic Lumix S1H, and the Panasonic Lumix S1 Mark II. Now, there may be one or two other cameras at the time of you watching this video which also offer this feature. Why is 6K video in open gate such an important feature? Well, for a start, 6K video allows you to crop in on your image and still have a high quality 4K image. And two, because the open gate feature takes advantage of the full sensor size, and this allows you to crop your images to 16:9 or 9:16 or other aspect ratios while shooting with your camera in horizontal position. This means that if you want to shoot video for different social media platforms, for example 16:9 for YouTube or 9:16 for Instagram, TikTok and YouTube Shorts, you can do it all in one shoot without needing to record everything twice, once horizontal and once vertically. So this is a great time saver, of course, and also it means that your videos in different aspect ratios all have the same look and feel, the same color, the same audio, and the same focus. So now I can hear you asking, if 6K video in open gate is a feature which only the newest cameras have at the moment, so why did you say at the beginning of this video that it's also available on the Panasonic Lumix S5, for example, which is a 5-year-old camera? Well, it's because it is. You can shoot 6K video in open gate on your Panasonic Lumix S5. It's just that at the time, Panasonic didn't promote the feature as 6K video in open gate. It was promoted as 6K photo mode, which allows you to extract 18 megapixel JPEG images in camera from a 6K video. Now, the 6K photo mode on the Panasonic cameras is an excellent feature because it allows you to shoot both video and stills at the same time without the need for two cameras or without the need for two camera operators. And you never miss a moment. I recently uploaded a video to my channel which explains exactly how to use the 6K photo mode as the feature was originally intended, which is to extract 18 megapixel JPEG images from a video clip. So if you want to know more about the Panasonic 6K photo mode and how to access it on your camera and how to extract those 18 megapixel JPEGs from the 6K photo clip, then I suggest you check out my video which is linked in up here. If you don't want to interrupt your viewing of this video, I will add it as an end card and also in the description down below. So one of the great things about the 6K photo mode is that you can choose the 3:2 aspect ratio, which takes advantage of the full sensor size, which in other words is open gate. So there you have 6K photo mode in open gate. So if you want 6K video in open gate but you don't want to extract the JPEG images in camera, just shoot in 6K photo mode and then download your video to your laptop, to your PC, to your editing program, and you will have a 6K video in OpenGate. Are there any buts? Well, yes, a few. The truth is you won't have the same codecs as the latest cameras on the market. It will only record the video in MP4, not in MOV. It will use the electronic shutter in your camera, and at least on the Panasonic Lumix S5, the default frame rate is 30 frames per second, not 60 frames per second. But now here's the good part, because again, at least on the Panasonic Lumix S5, the 6K photo mode is called 6K 4K photo mode. In the 6K photo mode, it allows you to extract 18 megapixel JPEGs, and in the 4K photo mode, it only allows you to extract 8 megapixel JPEGs. And in the 4K photo mode, you have the option of 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. So okay, you can't take 6K video OpenGate at 60 frames per second, only 30, but you can take 4K video in OpenGate again at 60 frames per second, which is great for smoother images or for slowing down for slow motion. And there is a recording limit of 15 minutes on the 6K photo mode. However, you can simply press the shutter again and record another clip until your camera eventually overheats. Another thing to point out is that to use the 6K photo mode on the Panasonic Lumix S5, you don't turn your dial to the video mode, you turn it to a photo mode, and you set your camera settings as if you were taking a photo. So you expose for the photo, but you can take into account the correct shutter speed to get the motion blur that you're looking for. Are there any other downsides? Well, not that I know of, but I may be wrong. And if I am and you know about it, please leave it in the comment section down below so that everybody else can also learn from you. What I am sure of is that if you need 6K or 4K video in OpenGate for social media platforms, then the quality that you can get from the 6K photo mode or the 4K photo mode on the Panasonic Lumix S5 is more than enough. All you need to do is follow my instructions in my 6K photo mode video and miss out the part where I show you how to extract the JPEG images in camera. And that's it. Okay, so let's take a look at some example video clips recorded using the 6K photo mode in 3:2 aspect ratio, or in other words, OpenGate, and see what you think. Well, there you go. If you want to try shooting 6K or 4K OpenGate video and you have a Panasonic Lumix S5 and you don't want to upgrade at the moment, give the 6K or 4K photo mode a try. I'm sure you'll be happy that you did. And of course, also think about using the 6K photo mode for shooting your images and video in the same take with exactly the same look. Believe me, the 6K photo mode on the Panasonic Lumix S5 is an excellent feature, and it's something that hardly anybody ever seems to mention. Okay, so here's a disclaimer which clarifies why I mentioned several times in this video 6K open gate video instead of 5.2K 3:2 aspect ratio pseudo open gate video. So when I used the 6K photo mode in a video which I uploaded to my channel a few months ago, and which you can see in the link up here, I hadn't paid much attention to the video resolution, as the YouTube video was more related to the 18 megapixel JPEG images which I could extract from that video clip. But when I was recording B-roll for this video, I noticed that the video was in fact not full 6K video. As you can see, the resolution is 5184 pixels by 3456, which is more like 5.2K as opposed to 6K. I can only assume that the S5 makes a small crop when it records video in the 6K photo mode. One thing that is strange is that when I used this function in that previous video, I distinctly remember that the JPEG images which I extracted from the video clip were 6000 by 4000 pixels, which is the 3:2 aspect ratio, and it's using the whole of the sensor, because 6 by 4 is 24, and this is a 24 megapixel sensor. And these JPEGs were 6000 by 4000 pixels, even though the video itself was 5184 by 3456. However, when I was preparing the material for this video, I noticed that the JPEGs extracted from the video clip were now the same resolution as the video clip. No longer 6000 by 4000, but now 5184 by 3456. I can only assume that this is due to a change in the firmware, which I applied to the camera between taking that first 6K photo video and the material for today's video. So, to sum up, the video recorded in the 6K photo mode is not actually 6K video, as I mentioned several times in this video earlier. It is actually 5.2K video. And it doesn't use the whole of the sensor in 3:2 aspect ratio. In fact, it uses a small crop, but still uses the 3:2 aspect ratio. But even though it's not full 6K video, that's still a huge benefit, because it allows you to record on your Panasonic Lumix S5, which in theory has a maximum resolution in video of 4K, in 5.2K video, which is about double the size of 4K and allows you to be able to crop in on your image without losing quality and still be able to render at 4K. And even though it's not the full sensor but a small crop in the sensor, the benefits of being able to shoot video in 3:2 aspect ratio as opposed to 16:9 are also enormous, because you can take full advantage of the height of that video, which is recorded in 3:2 aspect ratio and is taller than it would be in the traditional 16:9 aspect ratio. If you have any questions related to this video or any comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. I always answer your comments and I always answer your questions. Interacting with my channel is a great way for me to know the kind of content that you'd like me to create in future videos. If you found this video useful and informative, please like it and share it with any friends or family or even social media groups that you think might also find this feature interesting. And please do subscribe to my channel to get more content like this delivered to your YouTube homepage. You'll find affiliate links to gear used in the making of this video in the description section down below. As an Amazon associate, I will receive a small commission on qualifying purchases, but the price to you will be the same and you'll be supporting the channel, allowing me to continue creating content for you. So until the next time, this is Andy at Photech Video signing off. Take care and be safe, and see you in the next videos.